First, to start off, GITEX is a great place for us to start. This is, as you know, the UAE have always been a leader in adopting new technologies to solve business and social problems. And GITEX is the largest tech forum to embody that innovation, spirit of innovation. As Microsoft, we've been partner to the UAE for over 3 decades today, and this year our presence is the largest yet throughout the years in GITEX. There's a lot we're showcasing, and there are a lot of arenas where we're speaking to customers and partners. Let me start with our flagship showcase in partnership with our partner Kagool, where we're demonstrating the power of metaverse in the tourism industry. For example, if you visit the booth, you'd be able to see how tourists, before they visit Dubai, they'd be able to get in a digital world and start visiting these sightseeing and walk through the hallways. And they can talk to an assistant, for example, that help them with questions in their own language. And once they're done with that, they get a digital booth where they can book their ticket and accommodation according to what they've seen. So in Microsoft, we don't see really metaverse as a replacement to reality, more of augmenting the reality. So that's one of the things we're showcasing. We're also participating in DevSlam, where we're holding 3 days masterclass coding. We're also on day one, we had a hackathon for a full day. GITEX this year marks the 3rd year anniversary for our cloud presence in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So we're showcasing a lot of the services and technologies that are being serviced through Microsoft and partner ecosystem in the country, as well as the HoloLens 2, which was released recently in the UAE. Feel free to pass by the booth, and there's a lot to see there and talk to our experts about. Thank you very much. That's a great question. When we look into the 4 pillars that drive our direction in the market, one of which is our realization that the cloud will significantly impact in a positive way the economy in the UAE. And that's not only for Microsoft, but Microsoft and the ecosystem. There was a study that was released on the first day of GITEX by IDC that talked to that. For example, Microsoft and partner ecosystem is looking for a revenue up to $49 billion in the next 5 years out of the cloud service and the ecosystem behind it. Partners, for example, and this is not only Microsoft, in 2023, partners are expected to make $6.4 for every dollar that Microsoft makes in a revenue. And that number will only increase to become $9.4 for every dollar that Microsoft makes in 2026. So with all that boost also comes job opportunities. In the next 5 years, the Microsoft Cloud ecosystem is expected to generate almost 100,000 jobs, and that's through partners and customers in different fields. 30,000 of these are in the IT Pro, which highlights our significant duty and responsibility to partner with customers in the journey to do the knowledge transfer and skilling of these IT skills. So the technological trend or movement really is influenced by what was going on in the past few years around the world. And now we're seeing the movement into a hybrid workplace. It accelerated the customer's need for digital transformation. So we see 4 pillar things that we focus on, and this is what's informing our decisions as a strategy and direction as Microsoft in the UAE. The first one is the metaverse is going to be a very strong enabler for businesses to move into the hybrid future in terms of hybrid workplace. Think of all the scenarios that customers would be able to do in terms of having employees virtually present in a place where it's too dangerous to be there, or they cannot physically be there, while maintaining their experience in terms of belonging and being able to be part of the meeting and participate. As well as industrial scenarios where we can start looking into the digital twins to reduce the testing of what's called the what-if testing and so on. So the metaverse is definitely going to be an enabler for customers. And that's where we work hard with customers and partners on this area. Today, we see some of basic applications for the metaverse, such as in gaming and collaboration. In the future, we expect to see a lot more scenarios, and people will be able to roam across platforms, taking their own digital assets with them. The second thing, or the second insight that we got from customers, is how big is the cloud influence in terms of economy. As we discussed earlier, the cloud is bringing a lot of potential into the UAE economy, and that's through the ecosystem of partners and customers. Customers today demand a lot from technology. They demand customization. It's no longer a one-size-fits-all world. And partners need to work with Microsoft and customers to upbring their skilling and response to that demand. So cloud is being one of the largest drivers for the tech economy. The third one is very important, which is security. In a world where we're facing, this is something we've been noticing for years now, the increase in the number of cyber attacks and the high sophistication in them. It's no longer a luxury or a reactive mode. Security needs to be part of the architecture and part of the design, and this is a concept that we as Microsoft adopted early on. And that's why we are the only company that provides an end-to-end security solution that takes under consideration not only security, but compliance, identity, and management for that, which is also especially important in a metaverse world and in a multi-cloud environment. As you know, some customers adopt multiple clouds for flexibility and cost saving. That has an inherited problem with it, which is the complexity of security. So that's something we look at, how to help customers secure their environments and workloads across clouds. And finally, skilling, and how important it is to train and skill the workforce, especially in the IT. With all the influx of technology and change and adaptation and the new cloud services that are coming up, partners and customers need to train their customers. And this is where Microsoft partnered with both government and private sector to offer training facilities and training courses. For example, the hackathon that we've been holding in the first day and the 3-day masterclass coding. And we have a lot of these programs throughout the year to make sure these 30,000 jobs in the next 5 years are well skilled and ready for them.
Which particular industry or commercial sectors in the region do you think will be the leading cloud adopters over the next few years?
To be honest, I wouldn't single out a single industry, and here's the reason. Each industry has its own challenges and own demands and requirements. For example, highly regulated industries demanded that we have data centers in the country so that for regional sovereignty of the data. And this is how Microsoft responded by having regions in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. While other sectors favor more flexibility and being able to deploy across the world and have access to data in different ways. The way that we look into industries today is Microsoft Cloud is no longer, or have never been, a vanilla flavor where it works for all industries, but we look into them as cloud for specific industries. Even though they all have the same services, but end-to-end from product to sellers, they are adapted to focus on that specific industry, understanding these customers, their needs, and work through that.